It's a medium, not a genre. It's not part-time, it's a lifetime. 'Cause if you're brilliant, you can feel it. The assurance, the freedom from torment. Hey guys, Bam is back, and we've been having a ton of reboots and remakes lately. Just many people reimagining previous IPs for the newer ages, and whether it's for money or something else fun, I suppose. It's been pretty trendy and a lot of people have been into it. So why not just imagine what some other choices, a little more outlandish maybe, of cartoons or, just cartoons from the previous years of life would look like in our modern age. So I decided to set some rules for this. Only 5, just to keep things small and steady. And also, I will not choose any series from 2010 or onward, just to make sure, just to make them feel more like, oh, they should feel like the years past that would be too recent. So, that being said, let's get on to number 5. So, just to be clear, it would be very easy to just go with the big cartoons of the past, like Duck Dodgers or Goofy Little Courage the Cowardly Dog, but I don't wanna, because I feel like I really want to make sure I choose cartoons which I feel like there was like a good amount of content that could still be managed by having to continue, and I feel like a lot of like the best cartoons of those times did manage to like put out a satisfying output before they were discontinued. So, with that being said, who doesn't like the Mario? So, 3 Mario shows came out around this time, and I chose the third one, Super Mario World, mainly due to Yoshi, but also because I just like the aesthetic of the show, like the whole like prehistoric age made the show like more interesting for me to watch than the previous other like 2 interactions. So I also should point out that I was born in the 2000s, so it's not like I have like the feeling of watching the show like when it first came out, like, oh my gosh, you just had to be there. I don't know how that was. It's probably pretty scary. Anyway, so Super Mario World, it doesn't have Toad in it. Toad was, even for my like pretty good strength against like some more considerably annoying characters, Toad was kind of pushing it, and I find that Yoshi is like a really fun character to watch. The show isn't like super funny, but it's just a vibe, and it doesn't help that like the animation is definitely the most messy out of the 3, with many glitches, many errors, but that's just part of the charm of it, and I think that it should have had more than 13 episodes, and I would have liked to see a newer version of it. I even decided to have a little sketch for what could be like newer designs. So this is my number 5, and we move on to number 4. We are not done with the dinosaurs yet. I mean, we've been for a while, but anyway, this is the adventures of T-Rex. During the 80s and 90s, there was a pretty interesting trend of copying the TMNT with their big success during the time. It's led to a lot of pretty interesting IVs, and this is one of the ones which interested me the most. So what makes this different from a lot of the ones I've seen is that this one is particularly self-aware in its writing. It feels like it has a pretty well-rounded like understanding on its characters, and in general, I really like the show's aesthetic. It's like cutesy while also being pretty like detail in other aspects. Like they look all cutesy and tiny, but if you look deeper at some of these, you'll see like the bigger like emphasis on specific elements of their designs, which is a philosophy that I find pretty appealing. Yeah, the writing can be pretty out of pocket sometimes, and that adds like to just how much possibilities there are this show. This series actually probably has the most episodes out of all the ones on this list. I mean, there's only one exception I can think of, but that one's later. And I still feel like there's more that you could do with it as well. It just feels, when I was watching it, it just felt like there was just more that could be done, maybe an increase in setting. And I can imagine like it being accompanied with a little bit of a change up in the designs and stuff. Fit the newer world of ours, and maybe we'll bring the dinosaurs back. Wouldn't be the craziest thing to happen this year. So, back to the world of gaming for number 3. Even though I don't have the most experience with this franchise, I gotta admit, it's a pretty entertaining show. That would be Earthworm Jim. So what makes this show stand out to me is that it just overall has this really wacky feel to it. It has a very diverse cast of different characters. I love the unique character designs that are very various in this, along with also feeling like they all belong. And it's just one of the shows which I just feel like could do for more episodes, especially since ones I could find were not really of the highest quality. So it would be cool to see them like fancied up in the new version of the show, which might even look like this. So with that being said, I hope this little worm could possibly get a chance for a feature. Just speculating. Number 2. I just want this Weasel back, man. I Am Weasel is a show that I have found to be one of my favorites of the early lineup of Cartoon Network stuff. I preferred it more than Cow and Chicken because I like the dynamic of Weasel and Baboon more than the ones from the other show. The show is like really wacky and stuff. I've mentioned in a past video of how much I love the style that the show happens to bring, and it's just I just feel like out of all the other shows, I feel like this one would benefit from more episodes the most, especially since it's not really story driven, it's episodic, so that makes it easier to like get more and more episodes. And I just feel like there's just more that you can explore in this world. Maybe even introduce new characters with a new style, like this one. And it would be cool to see these characters again. They've had cameos, really recent cameos, but I just feel like something bigger might be even better. And with that being said, we are moving on to number 1. So, Blazing Dragons? Yes, another callback. We're doing it again. I've talked about this show before, and I still think that it has some value that can be explored in the storytelling, like practices that have been being pushed more in the later shows, like Moongold and Devil Dinosaur and Amphibia, to have more character, have more world building. I feel like the world that Dragons presents is really fit for that. Like I said before, not the funniest show, but I feel like it could be improved in the future. Just I feel like this world has potential a lot. Even if the second season was a really weird pivot, I just feel like there could be more to this. And with that being said, I think this is good. Like, I'm choosing this number 1. These aren't really in any order. I just thought, well, choose 5 and pick the order randomly. So, this is just one of the 5 of shows which I think could use a big chance in the newer years. But then again, that's my opinion. If you have any choices of your own of retro cartoons which you'd like to see in the future, you can comment them down below, and you can even subscribe if you feel like this video was appealing to you. I made a bunch of other previous videos before that are in a very similar sense of this one, so you have a lot of options to choose from. And with that being said, I guess you're going to be seeing this artist later. Do the Mario, swing your arms from side to side, come on, it's time to go do the Mario, take one step, and then again, let's do the Mario all together now.